Once upon a time, on a bright, sunny afternoon, a young boy named Aman sat sadly on the rooftop of his small home. In his hands, he held a kite, torn, tattered, its string hopelessly tangled. Around him, the neighborhood children's kites soared high in the sky, colorful and strong, dancing freely in the wind. But Amon's kite lay on the ground, limp and lifeless. He sighed deeply and muttered to himself, "Why does this always happen to me? I try, but I can't seem to do anything right." Unbeknownst to him, his grandfather had been watching quietly from below. Seeing his grandson's sadness, he walked up to him, picked up the broken kite, and said softly, "Do you know, Aman, even a broken kite can fly again, if you truly believe it can." Aman looked at him, confused. "But Grandpa, it's torn. How can it fly? It's useless." His grandfather smiled gently and replied, "My child, the mind is like this kite. When you fill it with negative thoughts, it falls. But with positive thinking, it can rise, even against the strongest winds." That night, Aman couldn't sleep. His grandfather's words echoed in his mind like a gentle whisper. Even a broken kite can fly again if you believe. The next morning, Aman made a decision. Instead of discarding the kite, he carefully examined it. He patched the holes, straightened the frame, and whispered to himself, "This kite will fly again. I believe it." When he climbed to the rooftop, the other children noticed him and began to laugh. "Look at Amon's broken kite. It'll crash again," they teased. Amon's hands trembled and a pang of doubt tried to creep in. For a moment he thought, maybe they're right. Maybe I can't do this. But then he closed his eyes, took a deep breath and repeated, "No, I believe. I can." With renewed courage, he steadied the string, feeling the tension in his hands as the wind picked up. Slowly, the kite lifted. At first, it wobbled uncertainly, threatening to crash. The children laughed once more, thinking it was doomed. But Aman didn't give up. He focused on the rhythm of the wind, adjusted his grip, and whispered again, "I can. I will fly." And then, as if answering his belief, the kite began to soar. Higher and higher, it danced with the wind, turning, twirling, and catching the sunlight. The same kids who had laughed moments ago now watched in awe, mouths open, eyes wide. When the kite finally soared higher than all the others, Amon's heart swelled with pride. He realized at that very moment that his grandfather had been right all along. Positive thinking hadn't just lifted the kite, it had lifted him. He whispered to himself, "I was ready to give up, but my thoughts gave me strength. If a broken kite can rise with belief, so can I." That evening, Aman ran to his grandfather and threw his arms around him. "Grandpa, you were right. Positive thinking is like the wind. It lifts us higher than we ever imagined." His grandfather hugged him gently and said, "Remember this always, Aman. Life will tear your wings. People will laugh. Storms will try to shake you. But if your thoughts remain positive, nothing can stop you from flying." And from that day on, Aman carried this lesson in his heart. Positive thinking does not remove obstacles. It does not make challenges disappear, but it gives you the strength to rise above them. Believe in yourself, even when the world doubts you, and you will discover the power to soar higher than you ever dreamed. This story inspired you. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity to rise. Every failure is a chance to grow. Positive thinking can turn even your broken kite moments into victories. And here's the most important part. If you want more life-changing tips, motivational stories, and practical lessons to transform your life, don't just watch. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Teddy Satisfy. Your support helps us bring more inspiring stories that can change lives, maybe even yours. Every comment you leave, every like you click, every subscription you make helps us reach more people who need these lessons. So, my friends, let's rise together, let's believe together, and let's fly higher than ever before.